Pros and cons, pros and cons. The world blames your dad when it's really your mom. We're here, we're live. I got my homie Rock Spin over here.
I saw Epstein's ghost right there already. What's
Oh, yeah?
up, buddy?
What'd it look like?
Looks good. So far, so good. Let me just get it on the laptop now.
Epstein's ghost?
Yeah, he's in the chat.
Oh, nice. What do you know? What's cracking?
Epstein's ghost. Stand up.
What's
That's what it
crapping?
says.
Epstein's ghost? Just ghosting around over here. I was messing with the remixes. You ready? Oh, whoops. Yeah. Want to get carried away.
OD Red Pill's in the chat.
What's up, OD Red Pill? We're just hanging. We got our coffees. We're a little late, so I'm sorry. I know I put on the flyer. It was 7 p.m., but we're white.
Yep. Just had to get a few things in order.
You know? Man, I had something to say, and I totally forgot.
Whoa.
It's probably,
Kitten adoption services.
Marijuana.
Oh, yeah. No, I've seen actually a few interesting things today online.
Corn pop!
One of the interesting things was, right? I got a buddy, right? I'm friends with all kind of
Okay,
people.
that-
Go ahead. Uh-oh. You've seen it yourselves, guys. I'm being a bad influence. This is proof that we're a product of our influences, and obviously I have influenced him to want to smoke something. So,
At least it's not the flesh pipe.
do I feel guilty about it? No. Am I going to wipe it off? Yeah. But what I was saying was, do you guys think, here's the question, I feel like here's the question. Do you think that there are people out there that approach other people with money to have them kind of be the face and spokesperson of whatever narratives or agendas they want to push? Like with celebrities and stuff like that. Did I phrase the question right?
I think so.
Do you think that there are like higher up people that approach people and be like, hey, because like I know with my Facebook account, right? I have a band page that's verified, and every day I get like 10 messages, no lie. I don't know if they're bots or they're real people, but they're always saying, hey, we would love to advertise our brand, and we'll pay you blah 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 this much a month or a week to advertise. And I stopped replying to them because it's like I get too many of these messages. And I don't know when it started happening, but anyways, I'm asking this question because I see this dude, a friend of mine, right? His name's DJ Remix God's Way. He makes remixes, right? And it was a tweet, and it said something on the lines of like, why would anybody want to be racist? What do you benefit from? What do you benefit from that?
Yeah, how do you benefit from racism?
Yeah, and then Chance the Rapper commented underneath. He said, "If you're white, you can make a lot of money," or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, wait a second, this guy's black, and he's making a whole lot of money.
Whole lot of money. Chance the Rapper.
And he gets most of his money from white people because he
Yeah.
has a white fan base.
Right. I mean, not to mention the fact just demographics. White people account for the majority of the population. White kids are big on hip hop. I mean, it's a bigger group of people, so therefore when they spend their dollars, it accounts for more of his income.
Yeah, I doubt Chance the Rapper is getting all black people, and his audience of American audience is only 13% of America. That's what it would be if there was no white kids.
Exactly.
But, anyways, it just trips me out because I've never seen somebody who was racist, right? Like that was like making money off of racism, being racist, right? But I've seen people like Colin Kaepernick, you know, the people like Chance the Rapper who chime in and say stuff like that, and because underneath it, he had like 2,000 likes, and then all these people fighting underneath
They're
it.
like, truth!
Like battling.
Right on.
It's like he obviously created this divide with his comment. and people buy into it. Like, like the race hustlers, like Jesse Jackson and Maxine
Al
Waters,
Sharpton.
Al Sharpton. They all they're getting rich and making money off of being racist.
They don't contribute anything. Like I don't see them building businesses or making jobs for people. They just go out there and talk.
They get people all hyped up and mad and pissed off, and they're like, "Yeah, we gotta fight this," as opposed to to just the only thing we can be in control of is our own lives and what we do and our own power within ourselves. From God.
And when his question about could people like that be paid to do that and say that, I say yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you got people like Jussie Smollett.
Why exactly? Why is this why are there people what drives you to do that? You're living your dreams, you're performing, you're out there, and now, I mean, is it just them that they feel like, man, I'm not getting enough. I want to go out there and make a difference.
I want to go stir the pot.
Yeah, I don't understand. And I really ask genuinely because, I mean, I love all people. I love black people, white people, Asian people, Indian people.
Short people,
Tall
fat
people.
tall people.
Yeah. I love all people. And I like to hang out with all different races, different kinds of people, as long as they don't have hate or anger or they're not secretly hating me because of my skin color. Because I've realized that for a long time that I never really realized that people did and people do. Because for a long time I was the white guy in the room. I go to jam sessions and music spots and everything, and everyone would always, a lot of people showed me love, but then there's also a lot of people who showed me fake love.
Yeah.
And they revealed themselves when they said that, oh, you've just been co-writing the black man and and the music we make. And people that have said that, they're not even good at music. So it's like, if that were true, come on now. Sounds insane.
And I think people like that, speaking of just Chance the Rapper, as soon as he showed me that post, if you dig into Chance the Rapper's background, one, he's not some poor kid who made it through the hood. He comes from a well-to-do family. His father and mother both worked in government. Father was an aide to the mayor of Chicago, a mayor who was investigated for felony bribery, among other things. So these are shady people. Chicago is a big mob town. It's always been corrupt. I mean, that's the basis for Gotham. People say it's New York. I think it's really Chicago. That's Gotham City, man. That's pure corruption. And guess who else came from there? The fallen Messiah, Obama.
Oh, but I saw some post about him going to brothel houses.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a strange city, man.
With Jussie Smollett.
That's right. Jussie is definitely not into women.
There's weird things going on, man, and I'm not saying I know what they are, but all I know is it's weird things, and I hope that it becomes revealed, and hopefully goodness will prevail.
OD Red Pill. Never knew that about Chance. Yeah, bro, he's a trust fund baby.
I didn't know that either, and I was a fan of his music, but when I see posts like that where it's dividing, and it's like. Are you trying to get white people to hate themselves and be like, yeah, man, I feel bad, I feel guilty because I'm white, I better not make any money. I just don't understand what the point of that.
He's like the guy from 8 Mile, the Clarence, and he has some really nice parents. That's that kind of guy. He's a guy who's trying to present this image like he's this, this guy from the inner city. He's not. He's just some well-off middle-class kid who got that image because he's in hip-hop, so he's got to present that.
Well, it's disappointing that politics seems to be, especially on the left, actually only on the left, because I don't see anybody on the right coming out and speaking up as a celebrity because they're afraid. But now they're getting, all these celebrities to co-sign and campaign for these political things because most of the people who are into Cardi B and Lady Gaga and stuff like that, they're not into politics at all. They just kind of see a sliver of certain things. And the sliver they see is the influence that they hear from other celebrities and other people that seem cool. And so then they just try to influence them by association, all these celebrities are popping out now
They're hired guns. They're all there to push a narrative and when they can just be making music. But you got people like Talib Kweli, I would throw Jay-Z in that bunch. They're all the same way. They're doing so well and so successful. But they want to sit there and keep complaining about racism and holding the black man down. When we saw the Grammys, I mean, everyone in there was pretty much black, and they're doing pretty damn well.
Yeah, I mean, all of over the past 15 years of my life that I've seen, it's like most of the ones, because I've always been a fan of people that are talented and that the hard work that they put in, and that's all the things that matter, character. But as it unfolds, life unfolds, and I look and reflect, it's like there's people that are more talented that are not doing things, but then there's people that are less talented that are doing things, and it's all kind of a cliquey thing. It's almost like and a lot of people are intentionally hiring people based off the color of their skin.
Yeah.
Because people will tell me that I have a privilege, but for me, it's like they assume that my life is like just the white guy that goes to college, and you know, like it's not. I've been in the music business, and in my life, I don't have any privilege at all. I've been told, oh, you're like the soul singing white guy. You know, like I'm just trying to live my life and create music and do things. And I run into all these people, and they always tell me how dope I am, but I don't get any calls from them. I don't get, you know, it's all fake stuff. So it's just interesting.
Lin Chen's in the chat. Welcome, buddy.
Lin Chen, what's cracking?
Merry Christmas, he says.
Merry
Christmas, Lin Chen. Merry Christmas. Epstein's Ghost says, YouTube makes it hard to find you guys. I don't think they like your content. Glad I found it.
Well,
yeah,
good.
I'm not surprised, man. I just got one of my posts on Facebook. I got that new fake news censorship where they decide what's fake news, and they said they had to put a warning label on one of my posts because it's
On
possibly fake
Facebook?
news. Yeah, they're already censoring. Besides them just booting you out, now they're putting tags on your posts.
So with this coronavirus, it's illegal to leave your house and go strike somewhere. So you can't be vocal in public in the real world, and then now you can't be vocal on Facebook either. They just don't want. You know, that's what's. These are the kind of things that like push me over to wake up in politics and be like, wait a second, something's not right. You know, it's not because I'm just like I grew up in the South and I'm a racist white guy. It's like I grew up in L.A., man, in a melting pot. And I just like the truth. That's it. I don't have like some cheerleading like bias where I'm like, oh, Trump, I love Trump. Like I'm just objectively watching, and I see this. You know, it's unbalanced, man. Super unbalanced.
It's an interesting pattern too when they call you the soul singing racist, but when
I call myself the soul. when they try to say that I'm racist, I'm like, yeah, I'm the soul singing racist.
But when you disagree with somebody who's hardcore liberal like some of these people on Facebook, the funny thing is. It's happened like I think once a week so far. Every time I hold my ground or say, hey, I think that's incorrect. This is what I think is happening. They immediately wish death upon you. I had some girl who said she was a religious and such a good person, cared about humanity, and that I should go die, catch COVID, and just cursing. And it's funny because they think they are the ones who are such good people.
Yeah. Well, I just don't conclude to them being good or bad people. I just know. They don't know what they're talking about, and they don't know what they're doing in their life. And at the end of the day, they're suffering because anybody who acts like that or thinks in that way has to be suffering.
Yeah, they're not happy.
Yeah,
they don't have peace.
They don't have peace inside. They're playing God, and they're judging everything and everybody and think they know everything. And like I just you allow the hate to be the compass. Like I can sense when people have hatred, or when they're angry, or when they're passionate and they're attached to an ideology or some kind of thing, and that's just red flags, and when I say red flags, I don't mean like I'm judging them and having a feeling about them towards it. I just know that they're not, the 5 people that I'm going to surround myself with. I want to surround myself with people who love what's right and who want to do right and don't have anger, so that I can have peaceful, loving people in my life.
What's up, Hake? He says the lighting is better like this.
Oh,
Thanks,
what do you
man.
know? Is it I saw it, I was like, damn, it's kind of cool, just blue.
Hey, Mark's in the chat. What's up, Hidalgo? La la la.
Oh, Hake's got some hoes at the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. He's got hoes at the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Super chat from Lin Chen. Thank you, buddy. It says, Trevor knows this already. Christianity is the act of resting in the grace of God. Jesse expounds on how that is, I guess. Be still and know. Be in the present moment. It's the presence of Christ.
Yeah, the present is a gift.
Yeah, you always want to stay in the present. If you find yourself getting annoyed, emotional by somebody else's actions, it's a good time for you to start observing yourself because something's going on your end.
That used to be me. That's how I know, because I was like that, and it was like a reality check to look and see that and face the truth about myself, because I was suffering. I was being pulled different ways in the industry with trying to get further in my career and all kind of things, and I would find myself being judgmental all the time because I'd be like, oh, this person didn't call me back. I conclude to reasons why when I didn't know, and I know that that's a feminine thing, because if you ever dated a woman, you know that that's what they do.
Yeah, up and down.
It's not in my nature to do that, you know. And when I realized that I was wrong for that, and then I inherited that identity from the way I was raised, with my mom and my sister being in the home all the time. I only had women around me. So and I use the excuse of, oh, I'm an artist, I'm emotional, I'm supposed to put it in my music, and I made all kind of excuses.
Trevor, what's the difference between peace and happiness?
Well, happiness is a scale of happiness and sadness. It's like if you could be happy, then you could be sad. Everything has an opposite, right? So peace is kind of that perfect peace that is not happy or sad. It's just observing, and it's grateful. At least that's how I see it.
Yeah, I'd say something similar. When I think of happiness, I think it's like a swing in emotions. It was something I felt after either feeling like sadness, like the opposite, or I needed to do an activity to get a dopamine rush. Where peace, as I understand it now, what I feel is it's just this. It's like sitting by a babbling brook, just relaxing. It's tranquil. It's like an empty forest, just quiet. And
it's content.
Yeah.
But there's a
anything.
fine line, because one of the things I think about sometimes is like, if you're at peace, right, and you're content, how do you then create drive to do things, right? Because if you're always just like you're good and you feel like, nah, I don't need to do anything. What's going to stop you from just sitting there?
Yeah. You have such perfect peace that you're okay with just sitting there.
Yeah, you don't need a family, you don't need a job. You don't know. I'm kidding. But really, but that's because I've always been intellectual, so I still battle that. I still think about things, and But I do think it's like a spectrum. If you think you can be happy, then you can be sad, and it's defined by your environment. What's going to make you happy? Because nothing can make you happy for consistently. You're just gonna always searching for something else to make you happy. With peace, you could just kind of be at peace and be like, well, I'm good.
Your bangs are on fleek tonight, says Black Toria.
Oh, man.
Sweet potato pie.
I haven't had a haircut since the beginning of the year.
Yeah, look at that hair, dude.
I look insane.
Mark says, peace is everlasting and from God. Happiness is often confused with excitement and the rationale behind so much wrong, i.e., I just want to be happy.
Oh, dang it.
Mark gets it. Lin Chen, thank you for the super chat. La la la, Lord Good Hair, a.k.a. Hake. He does have that good hair.
Lin Chin.
But that bad back. Pros and cons. Big bump. Your chubby cheeks are cuter. Lin Chen has a thing for Black Toria. She is looking for a righteous man.
Black Toria and Lin Chin.
Let's see, Victoria's gonna read. Yeah, what book are you reading, Victoria?
Victoria.
Is she black? Can she read? Can I even read? What am I typing? Merry Christmas.
So if you guys want to call in and hang and ask questions, talk to us.
He caught that
Could
pancake
be
shine.
about whatever you guys want to talk about, as long as you keep it respectful and no anger.
They only be liking chocolate in the dark. Yeah, don't like chocolate just because you have this little fetish and you want a novelty. Yeah, if you're gonna like chocolate, you're gonna eat that chocolate outside in public.
It's true though. I think that is the thing that people they hate their parents and they don't realize it. They hate who they've become because you become what you hate, and then all of a sudden you want something totally different. You're like, I've had chocolate, now I want white chocolate with sprinkles. And it's a novelty thing. But you can call if you want. It's 818-308-5559.
Dave Ramsey. Oh, okay. I like Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey is like the white Jesse of finance. He's a finance advisor.
Is that Jean-Benet Ramsey's dad?
No. But that's another interesting case. But yeah, that's what she's reading. The Total Money Makeover. Yep. Eat it outside where it melts all over stuff. Exactly. That's how you get it in your mouth. Victoria Chin. That sounds good. I can see that. Lynn and Victoria Chin. It rhymes. I am chocolate mixed with banana, or whatever you call me, rice lineage. But yeah, guys, numbers in the chat if you want to give us a call, chime in, give us your 2 cents. 818-55. What the hell's the number? 308.
818-308-5559.
There you go. Chuckle Fragments. Here's a question, Trevor from OD Red Pill. Do you think that forgiving yourself is the ultimate step towards peace? I forgave my parents, but I still get angry.
I think that forgiving myself, when I first started watching Jesse and realizing certain things, I thought that I could forgive myself and then I could forgive other people, but it wasn't my doings. It was like the more that I would seek the truth and wanting to understand, the more that the forgiveness happened on its own. Because when I understood that I was wrong for hating or for judging and playing God, and that I was bringing suffering onto myself, that's when it helped me really have that forgiveness. It wasn't because I was like, oh man, I gotta forgive and I'm gonna force myself to do it. It was just the more I can see, the more I can be aware of. And if I become aware of something, then it'll change without me wanting to try to change it myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would say that if you're still getting angry with your parents, because I had the same thing with Jesse. Found them. Took about 3-4 months to do the forgiveness thing with the moms, because my dad already passed. But even after that, I had thoughts and certain feelings still would creep in every now and then, not nearly as much. So my advice would be kind of what he says, that if you are still getting angry, it's because you're going into your head, you're going into your imagination, and you're taking it personal and thinking about what they said or how they said it. So you just gotta keep observing, keep watching yourself, and that line between imagination and reality will become more and more obvious the more you observe and just watch it. Don't take your eyes off that line.
And it's interesting because it's scientific, because I've watched this thing and I've said this before. This is called the double slit experiment with light and photons. And they have this wall up, right? And they cut 2 slits in it. And they shine lights at it and the photons go through. And at the end of the whole thing, they realize that when the photons are observed, they change. So simply by observing, it changes it. Like when they weren't looking at it, and looking at it meaning like, studying it with a camera or whatever equipment they used. When they didn't look at it and they just looked at the results, it would have it went through 1 slit. And when they looked at it, it went through another slit, or it went through 1 slit and both slits at the same time. It's weird. I'm not a scientist. I can't explain it the way they did, but I remember my mind being blown.
Yeah, basically observation changes things.
And I watched that science thing like way before I ever found Jesse. And so now that I've learned these things about myself and totally separate, came to that conclusion being like, wow, like things change just because I observed them. It totally made me think of that science thing.
Yeah,
insane.
they actually went over that in physics courses. When I took physics, that was one of the big experiments that we went over in class, was a double slit experiment.
And the crazy thing is that experiment proves that science, like, you know how they conclude to knowing it? They're like, well, after our studies of observation and we've looked and seen, we've concluded that. And it's like, you can't conclude. It's a never-ending spell. It's like, if God was going to play a game, it would be his favorite game. What game would it be?
Yeah, guess the answer. I don't know.
It would be hide and seek.
Yeah.
Because you'll never find it.
Did Jesse ever forgive you for wearing that wig?
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, it was a mullet. It was a fine-looking mullet.
Yeah.
It's the finest mullet, made of the finest hair.
I don't think he ever needed to forgive me, though. I don't think he held anything against me. I think Jesse just likes to talk trash.
Yeah, Jesse, he'll go in on you. Give him an opportunity, he's gonna do the dirty dozens on you.
Well, I like that. I like that. That's I've always like the people I've been closest to in my life. Even before Jesse, I would talk trash to him because that's how men especially show love. We don't want to be like, oh, you're so sweet. Speaking of sweet, I saw this Facebook post today. I won't say any names, but it's a guy I know, right? And this is probably the most beta post I've ever seen in my life.
Beta.
I wish I had it. I mean, we're using my phone right now, but it was like basically, hey guys, if you have any kittens or even adult cats will do, please let me know. I'm willing to adopt them, and I will be a service for cuddling your cats. And for you and for my emotional support.
And he said, I love furry and things that purr.
Furry things that purr. And I'm like, what causes some of if you want kittens or cats, that's fine. Go get them. Go to an adoption agency. There's plenty.
Yeah, go to shelter.
But the thirsty post of it is like, it's almost like oozing, oh, I'm gonna think and act just like a woman so that I can lure in these women and maybe I'll get laid in quarantine season.
Yeah. Maybe if I offer to foster their kitten, they'll let me get their kitten.
Yeah, I know how they're thinking, even though I would have never ever posted that post in my life, I understand where he's coming from with it because he thinks he's gonna get something out of it. He thinks he's gonna get like a praise and attention from the girls. Gonna be like, oh, that's so
It's like when you're like
sweet."
really in the fallen state.
Yeah,
Like,
like-
you can know how a woman thinks and not do anything that creepy, but that's just
That's just
on the floor beta. Mark says, I think forgiving yourself is a trap from our thoughts. How we treat others is how we feel inside. If we judge, we feel judged. If we love, we feel loved.
Mark, you're wrong. I'm just kidding. You're right.
JLP was a major trash talker way back in the days. You know it. Especially, I mean, if you have to grow up with any kind of... If you have a obvious weakness, like he had a cleft palate, he's black under Jim Crow, not that that mattered to him, but like when you are an underdog in some way, you got to have a way to snap back at people or you'll get eaten alive.
Yeah, when people punch you, you gotta punch back harder.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I think that people don't realize about Trump. Anytime Trump has gone in on anybody, it's because he's punching back at something they said about him. And it's surprising when nobody can see that.
Yeah, they just judge him on his response, but they don't see all the digs that the reporters give him before he answers.
Yeah, he doesn't just attack people out of nowhere. It's always like some kind of block and then punch back.
Exactly. He's a counterpuncher, like Mayweather. Lin Chan, you sent a super chat, but the message was retracted. What was the message?
Oh, thanks, Lin Chan. You're the
Thank you,
best.
bro. OD Red Pill, or the Epstein's ghost talking to him, says all these 5G towers have been shown to give off vibes which change your mood to anger. So you're fighting something wicked on the daily. But you got this because you have been set free. Agree. It doesn't matter. No weapon formed against me. You know, you have to have. Dude, when this whole outbreak started, he was on the same page. I didn't have one drop of worry about this situation. It was just all nuts to begin with. Like, it's all those fears are gone, man. Like,
Even the 5G stuff, it's like you don't really know. You know, it's like there's so many conspiracies and ideas. You know, the lab in Wuhan is infected with whatever the adrenochrome. All these like conspiracy things, and I like to hear about them because it's interesting. But I don't like to conclude because I don't know. Just like I don't know aliens, I don't know ghosts. Like I've had weird experiences where I feel like I've seen ghosts, but I can't say yeah for sure, you know. And I just go insane when I try to think I know, and it's really me trying to feed my ego like I know more than other people when I'm doing that. So it's like the 5G stuff sounds interesting, but here's the thing: if 5G is real, right? If the Earth is round and there's 5G, wouldn't it mean that the Earth would have to be flat for 5G to work? Because it would have to go across a plane. But if the world is round, the Earth curves and then the 5G keeps going.
Like, yeah, just don't be passionate. Like, I personally think the Earth is flat. Can I conclude beyond a shadow of doubt to prove to somebody else? No. I can believe it for myself, and that's good enough.
Marijuana.
I still don't care about it enough to make a big
Marijuana.
deal. Yeah,
Marijuana.
I found the flat Earth a long time ago. But nothing should be that important that you get your panties in a bunch about.
People, yeah, it's funny because like people that say they believe the Earth is flat or whatever, people that don't, that triggers them. They're like, oh my God, you're an idiot. Oh my God. And it's like, dude, let people believe what they want to believe. Let them
Exactly.
conclude what they want to conclude. That shouldn't affect you, you know? I'm not thinking, oh man, he's an idiot. I don't think that. I'm like, well, that's interesting. Tell me more. You know, let me see why you think that.
Quick question from Blacktoria. Do any of us fast?
Fast what? Fast sex?
Do you not eat? Do you fasting?
I don't do it as a plan, but I have found myself going days without eating sometimes just because I don't feel like eating. I'm not hungry.
Yeah, I've done it purposefully, mindfully to try and see how long I could fast. I did like sunrise to sunset, and it was cool. Like I could see some benefit. Like it was after you get past the hunger pangs, there was a nice sense of kind of clarity. You know, I'm sure you're burning your fat off because your body has nothing else to eat, so it'll help clean up. And I believe there's some truth to that you do some maintenance work when you're fasting.
I feel. I don't know why.
Yeah, Epstein says, yeah, I fast food.
Try the broke diet.
Yeah, the broke diet is pretty good.
But thanks to Lin Chen, I'll have a meal.
Oh, is the video frozen?
Did it quit?
It's the battery.
Oh, I didn't plug it in.
Sorry, everybody. Sorry,
Oh.
everybody.
Oh wait, it's not dead.
It's not dead. It's just the battery.
Wait, it's still
tripping.
going. It's not the battery. It's still going.
It was tripping for a second, though.
I thought it was gonna be like. a wrap.
Thanks, Black Tori. I saw her comment and I was like, all right, we were frozen.
Let it go.
Lin Chen with a super chat. The fallen state has you stumble beneath the feet of giant robots. Returning to your true nature makes you rise like a giant robot. I like giant robots.
I like turtles. I like giant robots.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, what movie is that from? Okay, thank you. Okay, bye. Oh, okay,
bye.
thank you.
Bye. Have you seen my baseball?
No, that's a different movie.
People love to shame and deflect. Lynn, what is a giant robot? Yeah, Lynn, you're gonna have to educate Mark about the greatness of giant robots.
Educate.
OD Redpill says, I could not go to sleep last night. I had energy surging through my body. I wonder if anyone else felt the same way.
It's that 5G, man.
Yeah.
Marijuana.
Kamala says, I used to fast as long as I could. At my most extreme, I would fast until 3, until 8. Maybe from 3 until 8. Epstein says, I believe in a flat Earl.
Flat Earl.
Sunrise to sunset. Allahu Akbar!
Allahu Akbar.
Allah!
Allahu Akbar.
Allah! Yeah, Durka Muhammad.
Hey, that's racist.
It's okay. I mean, part of the reason why I fasted was I took an Arabic course way back in the days. And obviously pretty much everyone in the class was Arabic descent. And I decided, hey, I'll fast. They were fasting for Ramadan. I was like, let me try one day, see what this feels like. And that was it, just one day. Allah! Yeah, we froze for a minute. 24-hour fasting is great. 48 hours is better. Going beyond 72 hours is bad for muscle. There is a plethora of enhancement as your body digests, removes its faulty parts. Yes, it's called phagocytosis or phagocytosis, depending on...
Fago?
Yeah, phagocytosis.
It's not fuego?
No, fuego.
Well, if you guys want to call in, feel free to call. We have a luxurious number that you can call, provided by, who cares? 818-308-5559.
Can you make a beat for us live?
Live? I can't pre-plan? Well, I don't have the situation prepared for that, but I could take different samples right now and go. It's all about the attack, right? With sounds, you got the attack, which means is it going to come in right away or is it going to fade in? And then you have the release, which means is it going to end right away or is it going to fade out, right? And so with sounds, you have to make a. I see this one. This comes in right away, right? Some of them don't. So I'd have to make something with that, like. I don't have beats on here.
What?
Do it live. But Ruxpin could beatbox.
Do it live. Look at 9mm bullets. Come on. Get down. Melina. Dylan. Your description makes it seem like a wave. But you were describing the flow of sound. It makes sense. Slow it down. Slow it down. You all appreciate it.
I ain't mad at you.
Oh yeah, I get mad at you.
You know this song?
Can't say I do. Okay, that sounds fine.
versions. There was like a dance disco one that was like, EDM kind of vibes, and then there was one that T.I. did. Hey, why you wanna go and do that?
Oh. T.I. did a remix. That's right, Big Bump.
Big Bump knows. He black.
I'm lost, says Lin Chen to Mark Hidalgo. Seems like the great Black Hope. What artist? T.I. did the remix.
T.I. did the remix. I'm not sure the name of the original one. It was like, I think, some European stuff. It was like. Damn, Lin Chen is just showing love. I
Lin
appreciate
Chen,
you.
man.
You're the best. You're a real
Pa!
trendsetter, man. Role model. And,
Streets of Rage. Can you play that?
Streets of Rage.
That's
How does Streets of Rage go? I love that game.
one of the best games.
It's not Street Fighter, because Street Fighter's like. Oh, you're playing. I'm hearing myself.
Oh. Let me put that down.
Let me hear this.
Here we go.
He's got Streets of Rage. Oh yeah, I remember this. I remember that goes going, ooh. No, but there's a boss song. There's a song that put boss level. Because I think that's the most, it's like, I think I have a weird sound that's like that.
All the people that unite.
Shut.
Dirty.
I have it somewhere. That's it. It's like, it's like, you know what I'm talking about.
It sounds like some pop when sped up. 100% Pure Lover is the name of the original. Oh, okay, that song that T.I. did. Damn, Lynn, let me give you my PayPal link. See, it's just like a woman. She's trying to pull those strings. Coffee does not break your fast as long as you don't add sugar or add sugar or a lot of cream. What the hell is that? I've unintentionally fasted at times, and I notice I'm way more focused those days. Yeah, sometimes it's good not to eat. Give your gut a break. Oh yeah, careful with copyrighted music. Thank you, Lynn. You gotta watch out for that.
Can you get busted even for playing it
On a live.
on the piano?
Yeah, anything. Like Owen got struck down on the live, I think.
Yeah, I can only do little pieces of it. I can't do the whole thing.
Beard dude, that's right. Respect the beard. Yeah.
What do they have? AI robots that are like, my technical abilities have revealed that this is a copywritten song. I can tell by the notes.
Yeah, it's trippy how they can figure that out.
Sit on my face. I hate your face.
What movie is that? Anyone seen that movie? One of the best comedies.
I actually watched it recently and I didn't laugh like I used to.
You have to be high.
I think that's what it is.
Sweet, his race car bed.
His roommates.
His roommates. Yeah, sweet. Nice PJs. Thanks, my roommates got it for me. So the call-in line, if anyone wants this.
Yeah, come on, man. We
Chat,
need some calls
give us
over
a
here.
call. Don't be shy.
Come on, Lynn.
Lynn, let's hear from Lynn. Blacktoria. We got OD Red Pill Rug. Give us a call.
And if you don't call,
We'll call you. Your blood auto cleanses after 12 hours. Gives you nootropic boost. There are several other things happening while you fast to grant further cognitive enhancements. I fast because I slow. Do you guys have a favorite stoner flick? place I know it's like a 70s, 80s
It's a
thing.
classic game, all right? And the game was on Sega Genesis. Come on now. Somebody knows. Somebody.
And you
here-
know what game that is?
Somebody plays video games.
Mark says his favorite stoner film was The Big Lebowski.
Is it a stoner film?
Your favorite stoner film?
Is that a stoner film?
Lebowski is. It could be a
I
stoner
think I
film.
remember that movie.
Yeah. Mark it over the line. Yeah, John Candy. No,
When I hear The
not John
Big
Candy.
Lebowski, it makes me think
Oh,
of
good.
WWF. Remember Val Venus? And he came out and was like,
Is it
"Hello,
Val Venus,
ladies." Exactly. And he'd be like, the Big Valboski.
Yeah, The Big Valvoski.
So that's what it makes me think of.
I remember, Ravishing Rick Rude, he would come out, and, before he like did his finisher move, he'd go on top of you and swing like that. It was The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
you smell what The Rock is cooking?
We played Nintendo, bro. Yeah, but if you weren't completely broke, your parents got you a Sega Genesis.
The Rock says, no, you're damn wrong.
I don't have a stoner film, but Donnie Darko might be close. That was a trippy movie. I'd say stoner film.
The Rock says, no, you're damn wrong.
The Rock says. Yeah, Grandma's Boy was probably my favorite stoner film. Over the line. I'm sorry, Smokey, your foot was over the line. Mark at 0, next frame. He was good in that movie. Half Baked was really good.
Yeah, I'd say half-baked.
Half
Or,
Baked.
you know what, stoner film, you want to really laugh? I remember I never laughed so hard because right when I first started smoking weed and I watched this movie, I was like, what the? It was Kung Pao.
Oh, The Legend Continues.
Yeah, watch Kung Pao. If you're still smoking weed, watch Kung Pao.
I'm pretty sure Kung Pao was Bob Odenkirk, who was Better Call Saul.
Huh.
That was one of his early films, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That was a trippy movie.
And Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
pretty
no.
funny. Oh no, you ain't going nowhere.
Any cheesy 80s movies was good.
Hurry up and buy.
We used to watch Over the Top. Why does that sound familiar? Over the Top. Wasn't that a wrestling movie? Victoria, who was in that? Over the Top. I swear I know that one.
I don't know it.
Friday, of course, duh. It's my bike, punk. Stanley Kubrick automatically qualifies. Yeah, but his movies were so heavy. Like, I don't know if I would watch that when I'm smoking weed. Sly Stallone. That's right. The arm wrestling movie. There we go. Got it. Alright, we're gonna nominate one of you guys to give us a call. This is
Give us a call. 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 Call.
He's high. You can call. You can call when you're stoned. It's okay. He was a single dad arm wrestling his way to win custody of his son. So realistic. Oh, I know. I used to watch Dazed and Confused a lot when I
Oh
was
yeah, I
high.
remember that.
Ben Affleck, Matthew McConaughey.
Is he in that?
Yeah.
Really? I don't remember them.
Yeah, Ben Affleck was that jerk who got held back in high school just so he can paddle the
I just
freshman
remember the
again.
long-haired kid. He was like, "Yeah, he
Yeah.
looked like this with his hair." He's like, "Yeah."
He's like, "You cool, man?" And then he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "He wants to know if you smoke weed." He's like, "No, be a lot." I think it's freezing. Maybe the Wi-Fi. I should jump
It
off
is on the
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. I bet. Let me see.
Let me get myself off the Wi-Fi.
Hold on, sit tight there, my friends. The Wi-Fi here sucks, man.
Fast Time at Ridgemont High. That was a good one. That's Sean Penn and Spicoli. Spicoli. Crap. I remember that movie. Stallone and the truck and the arm wrestling. What do you guys think about? Here's a question. What do you think about transvestigations? Hollywood.
Is that like an investigation in trans?
Yeah, are they investigating trannies in Hollywood? Maybe it's a show or a
We're
documentary.
talking about cars here, all right?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the Fox and the Hound movie?
The claymation
Yeah.
or whatever? Yeah.
When you're the best of friends, smoking so much weed together, you're not even aware you're such a lovely pair. You're the best of friends. When you're the best of friends, smoking so much weed together, you're not even aware. Hey, look, it's a dank orange hair. You're the best of friends. Remember that song?
I don't even know if I watched that whole movie.
I don't know why I remember that. Why is it when you watch something as a kid, you never forget?
Is it that old? How old was that movie?
It's old, man. Pretty old.
Fox and the Hound?
Fox and the Hound. I think someone, a famous person, did one of the voices, though. You know their name.
George Clooney, didn't he? Do
No.
the Fox?
I don't think so.
Oh, that was a different Fox movie that came out recently. I'm thinking of. Do you know any Aladdin? That was my favorite Disney movie.
Arabian Nights, like Arabian days. Arabian Nights. That's all I know. I don't want to get
Prince Ali, mighty as he, Ali Ababa. Bobby's World. Damn, that was an old one. Bobby's World. What did he look like?
Allahu Akbar.
More hotter than pot, and it's all that we've got in a lot of good days. I remember that cartoon Mighty Max. If you guys are really old,
I remember that.
you remember Mighty Max? He had a Canadian mother. Bobby's World. That's I can't think of a picture of how Bobby's World looks like. Bobby's World. Oh shoot!
Bobby.
I think I remember. Bobby.
No, that was from End of Days.
That
Remember,
sounds like an
gonna
old
catch
show.
him
Oh,
on
there,
fire?
Bobby's World. That dude.
Yeah.
I remember. Dang, that's old.
Remember End of Days when he was like his friend was about to kill him? He's like he couldn't do it, and he's all Bobby. And he touches him and puts him on fire.
Yeah, Bobby.
Bobby.
Biker Mice from Mars. Lin Chen with the gem.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Some of my friends, yeah, I don't think, not everyone I know has seen it, but I remember watching Biker Mice from Mars religiously. It was on the same time as Double Dragons. Same cartoon block. Man, that's a classic. Ninja Turtles. Biker Mice from Mars. What a throwback.
We're getting no calls, man.
Yeah,
What the
what's
heck?
up? Call the damn phone.
Come on, guys.
Get your head out of your ass.
If you're not calling, it's only because you're being a little.
Ha! Body massage.
Oh, whoa,
G.I.
Mr.
Joe.
Mr. Body Massage. Hey, Mr. Body Massage. Gone.
Go. Body massage.
Body Massage.
DuckTales.
Oh yeah, that
One
was classic.
One
Right
of
there.
the best songs for a TV show. Can you shoot me that creamer?
Shoot you it.
Shoot
Put
me.
in a little squirt gun and shoot it.
That was one of the best songs ever.
Yeah, DuckTales, Gummy Bears, Rescue Rangers. Come on now. Life is like a cookie.
Here in Duckburg.
Life's all our mysteries. Only right is
To find you. Better hang on to your DuckTales. The Princess Bride. Anybody want a peanut? That was a great movie. You keep on using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Inconceivable. Launchpad McDuck. Yeah, Gizmo Duck. Remember Gizmo Duck? one of the best designs. Darkwing Duck.
How does that sound?
That was
When there's
Darkwing
trouble,
Duck.
you call
DW. Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous.
Darkwing Duck.
When there's trouble, they're dangerous.
Darkwing Duck.
When there's trouble, dangerous. And they put it on the piano. Clouds and smoke, and he appears. Oh, it's a classic. That's right. Please sing a song. Chivalry is dead. You have a request from Rizky Dipa Negara Salam. Where are you from, Salam? That is a long name. You got 4 names.
I usually only take requests from super chatters, okay? But this time it's a freebie, okay? Because I know you like free stuff.
Indonesia.
You know the government plays a huge role in your life.
Feel free to tip your piano players, Salam.
Ha! Girl, just let your head down. Let's paint the whole town. Life is our playground, yeah. But I'm not a kid no more, so I must open doors and make you feel like the lady you are. My mama raised me. Wait a second. My father raised me to be classy, not flashy. I'm happy to please you, though I can tell that's not what you're used to. And they say chivalry is dead, dead, dead. Girl, let a real man pick up the slack and treat you with respect. And you don't have to love me, love me, love me. You don't have to love me. Just 'cause I'm a gentleman don't mean that I'm taking you to bed. Drink with me and you'll be in a world of pure intoxication. Take a look and you'll see I don't care about our nation. Sing it, Nancy! If you want to paradise, grab some Zanny bars and chew it. This country, I say screw it. It's all about control. There's nothing to
Mark really liked that one. That was from Mark.
Since I'm passing out freebies today, you know what I'm saying? Today's a special government day. Because isn't there a day for everything nowadays?
Yeah, some people even get a whole month.
There's a special day.
Yeah.
Every day is a new special day.
You would think they would run out of days.
You'd think that there'd be no days, and then it'd just be like every day is everyone's day. It's our day to be grateful, you know what I'm saying? But instead they're like, stop the divide, as they divide everything into days.
Yeah.
Sounds nuts.
Name a beta song. I mean, any.
Probably all the songs I wrote years ago.
But like
They're all beta.
Like you made a good point though. Pretty much all good and popular pop songs are beta because that's what appeals to that emotional side of things.
Yeah, if you want to make any kind of money, you gotta kind of, appeal to most of the people who are in the fallen states. So you gotta get them in somehow. You gotta grab them. Grab them by the ears.
By the whiskers. Mark, thank you for the super chat.
Oh,
if
thank
you
you,
want
Mark.
to view paradise.
If you want to view paradise, send a super chat and view it.
Super chats are appreciated. When you come to Indonesia, yeah, that would be crazy.
Would love to. People always say, come here, come there. If you can get me there somehow, I'll come. How about that?
Yeah. Rizky Dipa Negara Salam. It sounds like the final boss in Streets of Rage.
Yeah. You know what? Back when I was probably like 18 or 19, or when I was smoking weed a lot, I used to make these remixes of regular songs and make them weed songs, and one of them was this. Miles and miles from a pipe and a bomb. You just remember about that old weed song, son. I got some dank ass weed. Yeah, I got some dank ass weed. I got some dank ass weed.
Lynn Chen says, "You got a robo in me."
A rubber?
A robo.
Oh.
A robot.
Nice.
Lin Chen is all about the robots, and I respect that.
Do I have any robot sounds for Lin Chin?
There you go.
I sense a beta male must destroy.
The Jezebel spirit in the Lilith heart rules rampaging emotion. Over my head, man. Over my head.
Man, nice thing about drinking coffee at 9 p.m. is that you get to stay up all night.
Yeah, you get to see the sunrise. Every day.
Unless you're Hake or
You
Joel.
got a robo in me.
You wait and you have dinner at 2 p.m. Go to bed by 5. Wake up by 1 in the morning. Now that is a schedule.
Yeah, that's a man schedule right there.
How come it says "aw snap" and it keeps...
I refresh it just to get the numbers.
Have you ever refreshed your life?
No, there's no button for that yet.
We still got no calls right now. What's going
Yeah,
on?
what's up with you fools?
You guys are a bunch of
Bunch of
weak-
lames.
a week. Someone's gonna call.
Jump on the phone. Don't be a lame.
The number is 8. Whoops. 818-308-5559. Even if you call to say hello, you know.
Speaking
Just
of
call and say
lames,
hello.
you guys should go watch that movie Shot Caller. Remember the one with the prison dude?
That's your favorite.
It's amazing. Man, Lin Chen, showing love, man. Trevor Wesley, you are now one of us. You are...
Lin Chen, you're the best. I appreciate you and thank
Yeah,
you.
man. I hope we get to meet you one day. Honestly, that would be great. Go hang out at
Lin
Bond.
Chen needs his own theme song.
I think it's about time. He
He
needs,
does.
He needs his own theme song.
I
Something
don't
with
know
robots.
what it's gonna be.
It's gotta be about robots. Giant robots, because he loves giant robots.
With the super chats every time. Lin Chen, he's everyone's friend. Unless you're a beta male. He keeps on sending all the super chats he's offended. Lin Chen. Make robots great again. Lin Chen, making robots great again. Lin Chen, with the super chat like a true friend. Lin Chen.
That's for Lin Chen. Thank you, Lin. Black Toria also shot a super chat over. Ribbon,
Victoria.
ribbon in the sky. Shake a little something, bros. Twerk, twerk, twerk.
It's socialist, everybody's using it. Your credit, come on down. Hope I don't get demonetized for this. I gotta change it up a little bit so maybe I don't get demonetized. Oh, so long. Change the melody. For this night I pray that a star would guide you my way to share with me the special day. There's a ribbon in the sky. Our love. If allowed, may I touch your hand? And if please me, I once again, so that you too will understand. There's a super chat in the chat.
Mark's wondering if you know Country Roads by John Denver.
John Denver's full of shit, man.
John Denver's full of shit.
I don't know that song. Country Roads, it goes like this. I've been a country boy, sitting at home all by myself. My name is Mark, I need some help. He's a security guard, killing all the retards. Whoever makes some threats. His name's Vitiligo, just like that boy Jacko. If you need security, ah. Mark, he put the spark in his lady, now she's pregnant. He wanted himself a boy, but instead he got himself a girl. And Jesse would say, Beta male, 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 male.
Shots fired, shots fired. Man down, man down.
Sorry, man, it was God operating through me, man. I wasn't thinking about anything. I was just letting the Lord shine.
It's all good, Mark. You're having a family.
You can't
so.
blame me, man.
You know.
You can only blame the spirit inside. That's how you get Jesse. You hit him back with his own poison.
Oh yeah, Mark and Big Bump. Beta.
Oh yeah, Big Bump too. It's a girl fest.
It's a girl fest.
Big Bump, what's that on your head? Big Bump. Big Bump, what's that on your head? It's a big bump. I had a girl, having her change my world. Thought I'd try for a while. Turns out I had another girl. it'll make much sense.
It's that last beta bit that squeezed out. Yeah, that just might be the case. So the next one's gonna be a boy from Mark.
Hey man, you
And
can't
bump.
you can't plan, man. You just gotta go with what's revealed. You know, you might be revealed with another Goyle,
Who knows?
which is fine. It'll just be in a house full of women, and you'll have to work your very best to not become feminized. Keep that manhood the little piece of manhood you got.
You hold on to that drop.
Yeah,
So don't forget, we do have a call-in line. Give us a call.
yeah. Call up and talk about it, eh?
I didn't get a free number for nothing.
Yeah.
818-308-5559.
5559.
Lin Chen says he'll try next time. He's long distance, and he's got that Obama phone.
Oh,
Doesn't work.
there should be a song.
Davey Guitar Man says, I just went to YouTube and typed in bros and cons, and evidently it's a YouTube channel. Yeah, but it's a trash YouTube channel.
Too bad you got an Obama phone. That's too bad you got an Obama phone. You can go places, you can roam, but you ain't gonna be calling anybody on your Obama phone. You can have yourself a Nokia and a roll. You could be Big Mama with a girl, not a boy. If you're gonna call your family, don't use an Obama phone. I messed it all up, man. I ruined it all up.
Wait till the boy comes out, and y'all gonna be shh, says Mark. We'll see. We'll see, Mark.
If you do have a boy, make sure you don't call on Obama phone. Don't call on Obama phone. Well, what the hell is an Obama phone? An Obama phone is free. An Obama phone doesn't work functionally. An Obama phone has problems within.
You guys believe that test?
What's it? What test?
Yes, make more baby engineers. That's right. We need more babies. We need to raise the next generation. I mean, we're getting produced by these liberals.
Maybe the key is for everyone to just stop making babies and all of mankind dies off.
No, that sounds bad. That sounds no good. That's no good.
Then we'll leave it up for the AI. Maybe AI can make new humans. AI.
Inventions, robots.
We can have robots in the sky with AI. AI. Not EIO, but AIO. Robots. Robust robots.
Test is 99% accurate, says Bump. It's a wrap.
What's that?
The Big Bump is just a burst in Mark's bubble of hope.
Oh.
Mark was hoping that 1% would give him maybe it's a boy. Maybe he'll get surprised.
What was that one movie? It's a boy, oh boy, oh boy. It Was Me, Myself, and Irene?
Oh, when
remember
the baby was
when,
born?
when she cheated on him with the black
Oh,
limo
yeah.
driver?
Yeah, imagine that. Well,
You're
your
like,
wife
hey,
comes.
cut the crap, man. Those guys Johnsons are bigger than them sausages.
Davey Guitar Man says, "We will win. The left is trying to destroy the West. We win with the truth."
What's cracking, Davey?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we still need to get busy and have more kids, So hopefully, but I trust God. He'll make sure that the right people have kids and those kids get raised right and turn this all back around the other way.
I don't know about that because I think a lot of people for so long have said, "I'll just trust God," just sit back. But the key is not sitting back and just trusting God and praying. It's overcoming fear and weakness so that we can stand up and allow God to operate through us. Because I think Christians have been sitting back too long and being too nice and being like, God bless you, while everybody else is just vocalizing and taking over. People need to stand up. Stand up! But I think people are. More and more I see, at least on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Here's Mark. He's got a question. What is the liberal premise? What makes someone or a position liberal?
That's a good question because I consider myself a liberal person, like liberated and free, And I think that, I didn't grow up in politics or knowing about politics or anything, being interested in it at all. But to my understanding, from what I've gathered, and if I look at old footage or old, the old so-called liberal presidents that there were, would be conservatives these days. Like, I feel like the left has gone so far left now that liberal is not even what it means anymore. Now it's communists and socialists.
So, based on a definition, one of the adjective definition would be willing to respect or accept behavior or opinions different from one's own, open to new ideas. So, yes and no. I'd say, yeah, open to new ideas is okay. You should be open and not in your feelings about it. But accepting behavior, no. If that's the definition, no, I'm not liberal then, because certain things you can't accept what's wrong. You cannot hate it and not be angry about it, but you should accept it.
The thing is with saying accepting behavior, like, I don't accept it as right, but I accept you as a person to be who you wish to be, and if you want to live a lifestyle, whatever you want, I'm not going to hold it against you. I accept that you are you on your own journey and your own path, doing what you want to do. I'm not going to impose what I think you should do, but I'll speak up and say what I think.
Right, but you will never say, "Oh, it's like that. It is that they're living the right way."
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah.
But I won't ever say that that's the right way to live.
Right. And the only time that I'll say that I would try to impose what's right or wrong on other people is when they try to push it on kids. When they try to push sexuality, like, there's a certain standard, I think, to having class and having a normal kind of society standard. And I don't think pushing sexualized things and stuff like that is good for kids.
No, I mean, everything is geared towards kids. Marketing in general, sales, towards women too. But you can see the push now with, I mean, they're having these kids in elementary and junior high learn about sex, and I mean, I saw articles where they're teaching kids about anal sex and transgenderism, having them do exercises in class where they go over these role playing, like, what if you had two fathers and two mothers?
Yeah, because they're not teaching. They're teaching that as though it's like a pleasurable act, as opposed to what it is in nature. But that's why you would learn. You learn about that because the kid becomes curious and like, "Mom, where do babies come from?" And then you talk to him about it. The man puts his watering can in a flower. It's not about selfish, perverted pleasures.
And who is the school? Who are teachers to teach your children? And that's where I'm addressing the fact that if I do have kids, God willing, they will not be schooled in a public system. They will be homeschooled because it is your responsibility. And every day that your kids spend with somebody else is a day that they can be, led astray and filled with the wrong ideas. So I think, if you can afford it, you should homeschool. Absolutely. Public school is no joke.
Yeah, unless you want, the system in the world to corrupt your children and plant that seed of poison in their brain and soul.
Yeah, and even the other kids can do that to your child. I mean, some of the bullying that goes on and the harassment, it can be so traumatizing for children, and parents just accept it like, oh, that's just a way of life. And now I see how Jesse sees it, like, you know what, it's not. You're responsible If I have kids and I let them get punked at school, that's my fault. I just let my kids suffer. And it's no wonder those kids rebel when they get older.
I think when I have kids, because it's easier said than done, you know, it's easy to not have kids and talk about what you would do, or you know, until you have kids. But in my mind, it's like I would want to teach my kids in a way where I would be the example where they would want to look up to me and be inspired by me, and they think Dad's cool, right? And I'm not going to impose them by telling them what they should do, but I would hope to like inspire them to trust me more than themselves, and kind of allow them to feel that sense of security with knowing that I'm looking out for them in all ways, and that I wouldn't steer them wrong. And so if I am saying something, it's not because I'm being manipulative and trying to be controlling. It's because I want the best for them, and that they'll be able to, you know, because it's so easy to be seduced in the world. I remember when I was a kid, you go out, you hang with people, and when you feel this lack of you know, harmony in the family and all that kind of stuff, you long for it, you yearn for it. So you go out and you hang out with the wrong crowd, like, and you'll hang out with the wrong crowd because you'll just take anything that accepts you, right? And so it's like that's why people join gangs or get in the wrong crowds, because they don't feel like they're accepted at home. So I don't want to make my kids feel that they're not accepted, you know, but at the same time, I'm not going to accept wrong. And I know some kids are born where they're just kind of screw ups, and you know, where they're just like, you can't stop kids from, you know, acting out or being a certain way. But I think that it's all on how you react. And I think I'm learning in my life, just, you know, not with kids, but with people in general, is the more I don't react and the more I just sit back and be still, the more they will see themselves more than try to judge and react on the way I react. You know?
Yeah, you have to be that example. I had told him a story when I was younger. That kid that ended up getting life in prison after I knew a kid grew up with no father, angry mom, typical scenario. You know, we were in a poor neighborhood, and the last time I saw him, he was making the rounds through the neighborhood. Came around like 9 o'clock at night, and it was kind of weird. I thought something was up, but he was wanting to say hi. Hadn't seen him for a few weeks before that. And then he just said his piece and said that, you know, thank you for always, you know, taking care of him, because my dad was the kind of father who would take all my friends out, and we'd go in his van to the park, whatever, trying to do group trips. And then I found out a couple weeks later he got hemmed up for a drive-by shooting. He was underage, so they made him the shooter. He still went to prison, and then in prison, he of course, you know, they clicked up with the gangs and killed somebody in there. And the last update I had was that he was covered in tattoos, like a bad movie, and now just, you know, just devoted to that life. It's all he knows now.
Yeah.
And it all started from bad parenthood. You know, like he was destroyed well before he got to prison.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a trip, man.
Mark says, Thomas Sowell says the liberal premise is the institutions are flawed. Jesse says a liberal has anger. I would agree with Jesse on it. It's anger. It's that spirit, the wrong spirit. Victoria says all we learned was that sperm gets you prego. Democrats want to ban homeschooling. Yup. Children must be taught the value of forgiveness and the silent prayer. Lin Chen, absolutely right. Marcus, another question. At what age should people begin praying?
I think when you reach the age where you question what praying is and you start doing it on your own, as
Exactly.
opposed to, you know, being taught to pray.
Yeah, just like when you don't impose your ideas on somebody, but if they come to you with a question, just like your child wants to learn something, it's then that you find the right answer and let the Spirit work through you to give him the truth.
And I think instead of imposing what kids should think and say, I think like Jesse's a good example of asking questions that make you think. Like I would ask my kids, like, you know, I'd relate to them as they were adults and say, like, wow, isn't it crazy, you know, like, what's the meaning of life? Like, do you ever wonder why we're here? You know? And those kind of things. It's like, I think that's the magic question of everyone, is like, what is the meaning of life and why are we here? And then when you think about that, it kind of leads you to feeling like, wow, I was created. And then, you know, tapping into that.
Yeah, I remember I got asked once how, if I was married, how would my kids learn about God and Jesus and you know, the Spirit? And right away the answer was that they would learn from how I loved their mother and took care of them. It would just be in the actions. I wouldn't have to tell them about church, tell them about God, tell them about Jesus or anything. They would see it and how I behave.
Because the last thing I'd want to do is program my kids. You know, I want to help allow them to see for themselves and think for themselves and ask questions and connect dots and stuff, as opposed to trying to just say what sounds right and all those kind of things.
Protecting your kids from repeating our mistakes. Exactly, says Mister.
But at the same time, I know a lot of parents overcompensate because they were raised one way, so they're like, I'm not make sure that doesn't happen to my kids, and then there's an imbalance, and then they end up doing something else, and because they couldn't see it,
Like
because
spoiled kids.
yeah, I didn't grow up in a house with money, so I want to make sure that my kids have what I didn't have, and then they spoil them.
And look what happens with spoiled kids. They come out rotten.
Rotten.
Rotten. I'll be back once a quarter, says Victoria. That's part of a contract with the work release program. Affirmative action. The moon ain't made of cheese. White people don't taste like vanilla, and black people don't taste like chocolate. That's right.
I don't know if that's true.
Everybody is salty. It's Pregages, guys. Oh, from Facebook. If you are in the San Diego area, actually, throw it in the chat. If you're in the, I think, 619 area code, he does cleaning, tiles, carpet cleaning, apartments, homes, businesses. Solid guy, solid work. And I think he's got specials going on. He's got the coronavirus special.
Coronavirus special. Virus special.
8 seems to be the point where your sense of curiosity is sufficient that routine meditation can help. Some kids have 4 or 5. Genius would be younger realization of sufficient individuation. It's a lot of big words, Lynn. Mighty big words. Reprobata mindset. Primal Bear's in the chat. What's up, buddy? Typo, heavy words. Big words. Big words. It's okay. You can use whatever words you want.
You can use whatever you like. Yeah. See if Brooksman's got any rhythm. Hit the snaps. Ready? Goes like this. Snap. Snap. Keep it going. See how wide he is. You're dragging. Yeah, keep it going. Oh, yeah. Hit it. I'm blessed. I never change. I didn't sell my soul for fame. I stay blessed every day. No time for worries. It's about the journey. I'm blessed. No, I never change. I didn't sell my soul for fame. I stay blessed every day. No time for worries. It's about. I know. I'll be good forever on this road. I'm walking in. Chicka, 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 chicka. I'm blessed. I never change. I didn't sell my soul for fame. I stay blessed every day. No time for worries. It's about the journey. I'm blessed. Hey, what do you know?
Money on the desk, that's fresh. I'm blessed.
He's got some soul in there.
That's gonna be one of the best songs you guys will ever hear.
I don't know about that.
I think it's one of the best. It's when he reveals it to you guys will dig it.
Reveals.
It's a great song. It's a great song with a great guest spot on there. All is well. Have a chill night with the bros. It's like a cool piano lounge in my living room. That's right.
Nights with bros and come.
Get that Mexican banda rhythm going. Shout out to the Bomb Bros. Thank you, Reprobata. Yeah, Big Bump knows what's up. That is a dope song. Will I see y'all on Sunday? I hope so. I think we're
on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday streams
Oh.
with Victoria.
Oh yeah.
Sunday with Victoria. Is that right, Victoria? You coming by Sunday? You gonna bless us?
Come on down, Victoria. We could use a little chocolate in our coffee. No.
That's right.
Yeah.
Little chocolate, little s'mores action.
You only live once, so what is it that I'm waiting for? My life hasn't begun. You only live once, so what is it that I'm waiting for? My life hasn't begun.
Catherine Payne, thank you. With the super chat. I think Catherine deserves a song.
Catherine Payne. Catherine, thank you, I appreciate it. Kathy, her super chats are never crappy. She's giving from the bottom of her soul. I think everybody knows. Catherine, some friends call her Kathy. Super chats are never crappy. She's my girl, Kathy. She could be a cat girl or a dog person. Her name's Kathy. I think that she's a cat girl. Her super chats ain't crappy. 'Cause her name is Kathy. Hopefully when she calls, the police don't tabby. This is Kathy. Need a haircut.
She says, I'm a musician too. Love your work. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, Kathy.
Kathy. Super chats are never crappy. She's sweet, just like Taffy. She used to come to my house and sit on my lappy. That's my girl, Kathy. Sweeter than Taffy.
You want chopstick, Kathy? Nice, Lynn. Do you know Too Late with Live with Marma, sung to the tune of Too Late to Apologize?
Don't know it.
Yeah, not sure. Yeah, Chinaman imitation. Yeah. That's how Jesse says Asian women talk to their husband. Oolong rice. Reprobata, some music, soul child. How's it go?
I'll love you till your hair turns gray, girl. I'll still want you if you gain a little weight, yeah. The way I feel for you will always be the same. Just as long as your love don't change. Just as long as your love, I was meant for you and you were meant for me, yeah. I'll make sure that I'll be everything you need, girl. Girl, the way we are is how it's gonna be. Just as long as your love stays the same.
Millennials are so talented. They sure are, Reprobata. White History Month. It is almost time for White History Month.
It's White History Month, and I'm gonna celebrate with my friends. It's White History Month, so be sure to tell everyone. There will always be different months to celebrate, but this month's gonna be White History. It's White History Month. So be sure to tell everyone. There will always be different months to celebrate. This one's gonna be White History.
Reprobata says he has a running bet that Vegas will be open before July 4th. It better. The whole country better be open by then.
Yeah, hopefully we don't starve to death, because I've been reading a lot about how these farmers their crops are dying, and their animals and all kind of stuff, and that supposedly they're going to start shipping in meat from Namibia
Yeah.
instead of here, and so it's like, this is insane, man.
Just like saying that we can't put Americans back to work, so we're going to go ahead and import foreign workers.
Yeah,
Makes no
that's
sense.
exactly what we don't want. 'Cause you know America should own our own crap. We should stop depending on other countries, 'cause we should not do that. My mama always said, you should make your own bed. That's why we all should work. But if we depend on the government to do stuff for us, then we're all screwed.
There's American farmers that want to work together and leave out the package middlemen. Yeah, that would be great. Whatever works, as long as they keep those guys in business and get us back to work and get the system going. The old people near me are pissed off at being held inside their homes. They want to live free or die. Barr, AG Bill Barr said, this quarantine stuff is getting dangerously close to house arrest.
Exactly. And if you notice, is that it's all because of mites. You might infect someone else. You might be infected. It's all mites. There's no guarantees of anything. You might murder somebody with your infection that you don't realize you have. But with all these mites comes guarantees.
Yeah.
With guaranteed, our freedom's guaranteed taken from us. What else is a guarantee? That
Your immune system's going to be shot.
they guarantee that you won't be getting paid. You guarantee is that you don't have a business. There's all kind of guarantees over here with a bunch of mites over here, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
Mark, thank you for the super chat. We don't need no vaccinations.
Mark, my man.
Mark, coming through.
We don't need no vaccinations. We don't need no state control. Hey! Hey! Biden! Leave those kids alone. You don't need to smell the children. You don't need your selfish ways. Hey, Hillary! Leave those bodies alone.
Reverend Beta says he works for Instacart, and the old people are living. They don't give a damn about social distancing. They are waking up.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, the old people, they've seen this before. I mean, some of them could be World War II vets, and, you know, what was all that work for just for us to throw it away?
Yeah, if you're gonna die, you're gonna die. Do you want to die not free?
Yeah, I'd rather die outside walking around free than in here safe. Or,
Yeah.
maybe safe.
Living the dream, laying in bed.
There's only one, God Almighty, and Jesus taught us how to love. Total mind control words used in the news. Yeah, exactly. Like you said, how safety is just really, they've redefined it, but really what they're trying to say is control.
Yeah, it's a disguised word. They're trying to manipulate and call it, oh, you're for your safety and others. My safety is my prerogative, and your safety is your prerogative. You can't try to control me for someone else's safety. See, that's what they're doing is they're taking our tax dollars in California. And because they're taking our tax dollars, they're like, well, we better do something with this money. So we're going to not only take your money, but we're going to take your freedom. We're going to try to control you and impose all in the eyes of, oh, we're helping you. Oh, it's for your safety. Well, I never asked you to worry about my safety. The only time I need you to worry about my safety is when I call you and I say, hey, man, I need help. But don't impose it. It sounds nuts.
Article 4, Section 4, welcome, buddy. He says he loved the rendition. Richard Wright of Pink Floyd was jazz all the way. Yeah, Pink Floyd was something else.
Yeah, I love Pink Floyd.
If you are not using periodic fasting and exercise, also eat properly. Vietnam and Gulf War vets get it. Hell yeah, they do, especially those Vietnam vets. Those guys definitely get it. They're really giving the Aldi employees a hard time. I feel bad for the employees, but I don't blame the old people. Yeah, if you guys need to fix your credit, give Victoria a call. She can go ahead and give you the business number in the chat. Get your credit right. You won't be able to buy a house and provide the castle for your wife if you don't get your credit right. So give her a call.
Credit's a motionist. Everybody's using it. We'll fix your credit.
What's up, Adriana? Yo, how you doing?
Us.
There you go.
And are demonetized now. Okay. Yeah, Pink Floyd's awesome.
Today I was at a meeting and everyone wore So what's going on, everybody? Anybody want to call in?
Because we came on late. What time is it?
I know. But they're here. They're watching. Just a little shy.
Here and now.
What's up, Narek? Bro.
Narek, bro.
Hey, bro.
Bro.
Bro. Bro. Welcome. Welcome, bro. Oh, that reminds me. So, Narek is an Armenian brother. But, he reminded me of, a lot of people don't realize that the Armenian genocide, which killed a lot of Syrians and Greeks, they were Christian. And they don't get any attention about that. Not that I believe anyone should feel like a victim at all anyways, but it is funny when it comes to Christians being killed. Silence. Think about it.
Christians are hated.
The most hated people on earth. Numbers went up after 10 p.m. Well, let's hear it, Victoria. Give us a call. Narek, I like your shows, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Inch. La vez. La vez. That topic gets lost in history. Yeah, isn't it funny that the slaughter of Christians just gets swept under the rug? Today's my birthday. Can I hear a Jesse imitation song?
Is it really? Whose birthday?
Pragadis Sands.
Whose birthday?
I think I'm saying that right. Pragadis? We call him Prag.
Prague. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Prague. Not with an F. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Prague. Happy birthday to you.
Somebody give us a ring. Let's hear from you guys. You guys are awake. You got some things to say. Who's going to the beach this week?
Y'all want to see a dead body?
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday, bud.
If it really is your birthday.
Yeah, maybe you just lied. Happy birthday. Let's get a call. Happy birthday, bro. Jesse does it better still. Yeah, well, no one was asking you, Lucas. Jesse's the originator on that. Hard to compete with that.
It's actually Stevie Wonder.
I don't know. But no one says it like Jesse.
He always comes in late because the music plays and then he comes in on birthday or.
Yeah,
To you.
he waits a little bit.
Well, he can't help it. Joel's triggering the music and then he has to come in.
Bro! Someone give us a call. Give us a ring. The number's in the video. 818-308-5559. Primal Bear. Give us a call, Primal Bear. Article 4. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Jose.
It's Jose.
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
What's up, Jose?
What's going on?
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah,
¿Qué onda, wey?
Ajá.
¿Qué onda?
You heard that the Mexican word of the day is Lysol because the media lies all the time.
Dang, you guys came on late.
Yeah,
I don't know.
this is one of those days.
Better late than never.
No.
We white.
Hey, did you guys watch Owen's show or anything?
I haven't seen Owen in months.
What is he on D Live?
Yeah.
What did he talk about?
He during the day he was on with E. Marco Jones.
Yeah, the intellectual dude looks like
Yeah, the Catholic.
guy.
Do you see a motherfucker?
Yeah, they were talking about the history of the fears. During World War I was what was it? Frankenstein.
The history of Frankenstein?
Yeah, because how they made the story Frankenstein with electricity, and then the monster.
What were they? What was their explanation of it, or what were they trying to get across?
Okay, so you remember the wars of the Tesla and
Edison.
the other guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Edison. And then so electricity, the whole trying to put trying to take control of electricity, Edison or Tesla, Or Edison was trying to, take it all, take control of it all. So then, putting fear into it, come up with, Frankenstein. Electricity is gonna, can raise the dead. And then with,
Interesting.
I think that was before World War One, but then I think the World War One was after World War One was Dracula. So with the blood. So then, with blood, the answer with blood is there's power in blood. Or no, Jesus Christ, he shed blood, to save humanity. And then Dracula, he drinks the blood to save himself, for eternity.
Kind of like the opposite.
Yeah, the opposite.
Avant,
Like the Antichrist. So yeah,
That
so
makes
putting
sense.
fear and blood and all that. So
Well, I mean,
now
I believe it.
with this, now with the Corona thing, it's trying to do another fear, tactic.
Plus, they got now the news is chiming in about UFOs and aliens, and to me, it's all like if you notice any movie that's ever came out about aliens invading, it's the aliens invade, and then the people look to the government to save them. So it's kind of interesting timing of what do you know? The government has to come in and save us on everything, and then now they want to talk about UFOs and aliens.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
some of these elites, I consider them basically vampires. I don't have proof of them with the adrenochrome and all those things, but it all points towards that, and I wouldn't doubt the existence of people who like to drink blood and think that eating humans is like the highest form of cannibal. Just like we eat cows and things, there are people in this world, I think, that look at us as livestock.
Currency.
Wow. That's terrific.
Yeah, just like you saw these movies like The Hunger Games, or like that Van Damme movie Hard Target, where rich people hunt humans because it's
Yeah.
the ultimate game, I don't doubt that
Yeah.
that's real. Like,
Yeah, I think when a certain level of power, people start to want to see what they can get away with, and they like getting off on that. That's why these like perverted elites and stuff like that are trying to do everything they can to feel that sense of, and then they put it in your face like, "Ooh, look what I'm doing, and you can't do anything about it."
So yeah, I think they're throwing all these fears and see which one's gonna stick.
Yeah, and hopefully they're hoping all of them stick. So we're just like, "Oh man, please save us! Whatever you want, we'll do it."
But there is people that really like look up to the government.
I know. I see them on Facebook all the time. Anytime you ask a question, or that's contrary to what the system says, they come and defend it. And they're like, "How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?"
Yeah.
But it's bipolar because they, at the same time, these people hate Trump and they consider him and his government Hitler and a dictator. Yet they're begging for the government, his same government, to save
begging.
him.
There you go. Yeah.
It just makes no sense.
And then the conspiracy theories, they're saying that, oh, they're gonna control us, they're gonna put us in FEMA camps. Well, no, if you don't beg for it, if you say no, they can't do it. And that's the real N word. There's no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trip,
But
man.
yeah,
People gotta.
yeah, we don't have to.
Yeah, don't sign
Yeah,
the
we don't have
contract.
to ask for it.
Exactly. Don't take the deal.
Yes, the Faustine deal, the
Exactly.
devil's deal. Exactly. Yeah.
So,
You guys get it.
you're in Texas, right? Houston?
Yeah. Yeah. Midland area.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Midland, Odessa, oil town.
Yeah, old town. Yeah.
So I heard like it's like for the guys who go out there to work, because I've had buddies in the line field say if you want to go get easy work when it is booming, to go there, but they take advantage of you with the apartments. Like it's super expensive and there's really not much to do.
Yeah, it depends on the company you go with. So the company I went with, they had my apartment paid and stuff like that. But then, during this year, it's been going down. I had lost my apartment, but they put us in man camps.
Yeah.
Pretty much like, just
That one time in
trailer
man camp?
apartments. That what?
That one time in man camp?
Yeah. So we're in man camps, but now with my company, I'm going on furlough. That I'm not laid off, just pretty much on call. So it's getting, I don't know, worse. But I mean, it's not. To me, it's not bad. Like Jesse, just do what's in front of you. So.
Yeah, just wait and see. I'm hopeful, man. I don't doubt that Trump can make the economy boom again. We just need to get through all this nonsense.
I want Trump to do something about all this stuff because he's the president and it's all happening under his presidency. So when's he gonna do something about this stuff?
To me, I mean, he's fighting. He's fighting the devil's children. It's not gonna be easy. Come on, but he's doing a good job. I believe. Like no matter what. So it depends on us. He's showing us, the Americans. We need to build the wall. It's not him. It's not always up to him. We have to go out there and do it too.
Yeah, I mean, he can't fight for us all the time. He can,
Right.
I wish he could be more vocal, but I understand, like you said, it is interesting because in his position, everything he says or does is going to get criticized and exaggerated. So he kind of has to watch how he says it and does it to make sure that he can make the media look like fools and not give them the edge over him.
He doesn't even have to make the media look like fools. They do it to themselves.
Yeah, but if he was to come out too strong-handed and just start right,
I think he's doing fine. Like he speaks like normal. He doesn't speak with these all scientific words and all that, and that's why those scientific words, those are pretty much like spells. People just fall for it. They just start, I don't understand what he's saying. Okay, he sounds smart, and then they fall for it.
Because most people
with
live
Trump,
like...
with real men, they speak English, and you understand them.
Exactly. Most people live in that judgmental playing God state, and they measure everything. And so when someone uses big words, like he's said, it hypnotizes them to think, oh, categorize you as smarter than me, so I'm gonna listen to
Yeah.
anything you say because you use
Yeah.
big daddy words.
Yeah, they take like, they'll be like, at the beginning, the inception, as I proceed to start and discuss and speak about, like, it's just like, they just use word after word after word.
Furthermore, yeah.
You still there?
Yeah, you went out a little bit. So, but I mean, I'm living it, so I'm gonna maybe go back to El Paso and, you know, I don't know, find an apartment and see what's there, you know,
Hey, what's
stay on
good?
call, whatever.
What's good in El Paso? Trevor was out there a while back, but it was pretty dead when he went.
Dude, I haven't been there in months. Like, I've been here in Midland, cause after I got out of the Army, I, you know, went to school, you know, went to college in El Paso. Right after, you know, got my associates, I came out to Midland, so, I mean, I don't know, it's been a while. I mean, you know, El Paso, I just drive by, because you know, my mom and my kids live in New Mexico.
How many kids you got?
3,
3?
2 boys and 1 girl.
Amazing. Did you do it in wedlock or out of wedlock?
In wedlock, but,
Alpha.
you know, being
Alpha.
overseas and then,
Alpha.
you know, the wife, you know, spiraling and, yeah, I got pretty messy.
That's good, man. You're doing it the right way, at least.
I tried to,
That's
but
it.
I was still beta.
But not anymore, right? You're growing into alpha.
Yeah, I'm growing. Loving it.
Was there any more news in Texas? I just saw in the chat that Orange County apparently voted to open up today. I didn't hear that, so that's
I
news.
didn't hear that. I
Is
heard
it-
Oregon did too.
Are you guys open yet, or are you still waiting for the first?
For us,
Yeah.
I think we got until Friday.
Oh, Friday. Yeah, 25% on Friday.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. But yeah, you guys keep crushing. I'm gonna let you guys go.
Thanks, Jose.
All right, man.
All right, be well. A little call from Jose in Houston, Odessa, Midland. Question: You guys pro cop, and to what extent? Well, until Trevor gets back, I guess I'll say my piece. I think there's nothing wrong with having a police force, but I think just like any government organization, the bigger they get without being audited by the people, the more room for corruption. And there's plenty of corruption. Like the sheriffs got busted for, I guess being called a gang and doing strange things. And I don't think they should be given any flack for being rough with certain people. Like there's gangbangers and murderers who are, they ask for it. They're not cooperative, so they have to be tough. We pay them to deal with these people, but I'd say, yeah, we need police. We just need more oversight. I just want to know what the best way to oversee them. How about you? You pro-police, pro-cop?
Yeah, I respect the police, but I don't look at them as just the police. I take every person as an individual, and there's cool, good cops and bad cops. I don't like the authoritarian cops, because the thing that I think people should realize is that cops are not authorities until a law is broken. So until I break the law, don't act like you're my authority. Some cops, they're like, you haven't broken any laws, and they're trying to be your mom and tell you what you should do. Don't play in traffic. Don't eat yellow snow. Don't run with scissors. And it's like, hey, I've lived this long. I've been all right. I didn't need you to come tell me what I should and shouldn't do. It's like they gotta have the last word. I think as long as you know your rights and you're able to speak up, and I would recommend filming the cops. Even if it's a hidden camera or something. They got hidden cameras. They're filming us. And they're working with our tax dollars. They work for us. So I think as long as we know that, and the cops are cool, as long as, it's just, I think you teach them how to treat you. If they start asking you questions, you're like, notice the things they say. They're like, hey, can I ask you to step over here? It's like, hey, you can ask.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you got to do it.
Yeah, and you give me respect, I'll give you respect. And when I break the law, then you're the authority.
Yeah, some of them try and get away with too much because you don't know the law. So it would be great if, like teaching kids about taxes, that we also schooled kids about their basic rights, how to exercise them, how to tell when a cop is messing with you. And I think it would have removed that confrontational attitude some people feel from cops and vice versa. You know, it'll just be more cooperation.
And if you're smart, you'll just. I've always like known to just kind of give them that ego fluff, you know, like, oh, you want to be the cop, the guy? It's like, cool, yes sir, no sir, be respectful. I've always done that, and you know, sometimes I've gotten jaywalking tickets and like stupid things, like for no reason. It was like asshole cops. It's like, dude, come on, man. And then I've been warned by cops for things, you know. So I can't say all groups of people. It's just like any group of ethnicity or cops or anything, you know.
Rob D. There are definitely dirty cops, but they aren't the majority. I agree. You know, I don't believe the media hype that, you know, most of them are bad. I think it's it is bad apples, not a rotten barrel. People just need to be educated. If they would just educate people about their rights, they wouldn't feel like they're being taken advantage of, and then cops wouldn't be tempted to take advantage of them either. People need to know their rights. They can't exercise them if they don't know them, and they cannot protect their rights if they don't know them. Exactly. Lucas with the negativity. I love your music, Trevor, but I'm going to give it to Hake for the white man with a podcast.
That's cool.
That's cool. Hake has got a great podcast.
Who said you had anything to give?
Pro cop like pro police? I think that's what he meant, Victoria.
I think the cops get you with consent. They try to bait you to have your consent. And you can't give them your consent. Or else they'll get you.
Yeah, like he said, can you step out of the car? He's saying it a certain way because he can't make you sometimes. So
Exactly.
they ask you.
Can you step out of the car, please? I can. Do I need to? Am I going to be arrested if I don't?
Yeah, like
You know,
rolling
it's
down
like-
your window. You can
You
technically
do- yeah.
open it just like that. As long as he could hear you and you can pass your ID and papers, you don't need to open it all the way.
But there's a way to do it in a respectful way, and that's why I think if the camera's going in your car, like right now I Uber everywhere, but if I had a car, once I get a car again, I'll definitely have a dash cam that's going so that if anything happens, I have proof in a court of law, because I don't want to make a scene or you know, make it turn into a problem with the police. I'll do what I need to do, speak up, and if I need to go to court, then I'll have evidence for it. But I'm not going to like bury myself in a hole by overreacting. I think a lot of people do that, and they confuse it with racism and stuff, when it's really just has to do with not knowing your rights and not handling the situation properly. Oh, but you know,
There we go.
Call from.
Robert.
To accept, press 1. To send.
who's that?
This is Robert. What's up, Robert? You're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on? Yeah, it's Rob D, actually. It's the guy commenting on the chat right now.
What's up, Rob?
Oh, yeah, that's funny. On the air. That's old. I know. What's in the air?
What's going on with you? Everything good?
You know what's in the air?
Marijuana.
Well, what's in the weed smoke?
Yeah, it's in the air. Where you from?
Where I'm at, that's for sure. I'm from Miami. I'm from Miami, Florida.
Oh,
Miami.
shit. There's some beautiful women in Miami, I'll tell you that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the spot. I've been to multiple places in the country. I think the only other good spot is Colombia.
Oh, man, hey, man, I can't wait to go to Colombia, Brazil, Ukraine. I'm on my way.
It seems like every girl
Yeah,
in
South
Miami is
America,
wearing
South
G-string.
American and Eastern European women are hot.
Heck yeah. And
Yeah,
Russians.
I'm married, but I can still have an opinion on that.
Yeah, you can have I own a car, but I still like looking at the new ones.
Yeah, it's just an observation. I just tell the wife. I'm just
That's a
observing.
good analogy.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
I'm just window shopping. I'm not buying anything.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. I was just going to tell you that because I see all these people in the chat, and I called it just. I haven't called in a long time, and I've called before a couple of times years ago, and there's so many people, like, police get such a bad rap. Like, I've had so many police encounters, like not just for like citations, but like getting pulled over because I look like a suspect, having drugs on me, getting arrested multiple times. Like, I did a year in federal prison. I've had encounters with the law, but I don't disrespect the police. Like, you need the police, and if you're not up to anything, you usually have nothing to worry about.
Exactly.
Right, no, that's true. And because most people, you know, they're going to hold a resentment towards cops because of what's happened to them. Just like anything, like with your parents or a person, like, you know, you bring that into your future and you're going to attract it.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. You gotta. I mean, and my father-in-law is actually a cop. He's a retired Marine, and he's a cop. He's about to retire now. But I've never had resentment towards cops because at the end of the day, like it's me that got into into the illegal activity that I got into. You know, they're just doing their job. You know, what kind of resentment?
exactly.
At the end of the day, we're going to be mad at ourselves because we didn't get away with it.
Yeah, that's all it is. But I don't know why there's so much ignorance in society. Like people, I don't know what it is. Like,
It's just it's that anger. When you're angry, like I told Trevor when I was, you know, started falling into like you know, Che Guevara, stuff like that. You believe all these, you know, the police were brutalizing people, and I would fall for that because I was angry at my mom and all these things, and you justify stuff. And like you just said, that problem with that anger is that you'll carry that into a police stop, so that that cop could be talking to you in a normal tone, not being aggressive, but in your mind, because you're pissed and you already have this opinion about cops, you're gonna come off aggressive, and guess what? Now he's gonna be aggressive with you, and you'll justify that, like, see, I knew it.
It's just like women who hate their fathers and then they hate men in general because of their experience they had with their dad, and then they end up attracting men who are abusive because of the way they don't have the accountability or acknowledgement to realize that they're attracting something because of the way they are and the reality they created about them.
yeah, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. We got a lot of that in Miami. Miami's not the place to try to start a relationship. I got lucky.
Oh, I know. I've been to Miami a couple times. Miami's fun, but it definitely ain't finding a wife there.
Yeah, you're not finding a wife here, man. It's messed up that it's like that, but it's just, you know, everybody's priorities are kind of screwed up.
Yeah, there's a lot of beautiful women there, but it looks like they're all gonna give you hell.
It's like LA, man. LA is no different in a sense because everyone's here to, like, you know, capitalize, and it's kind of funny because everyone's here is like very liberal and leftist, and they're like, oh, we don't want capitalism. Meanwhile, they're trying to stand next to the most famous person, the most powerful person, so they can capitalize off of their situation. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, like people are so like that whole like I've been to LA for a couple of days, but that was a long time ago. Like I've been to San Diego a couple of more times. I like the vibe in California. Like it's a totally different vibe. The landscape is different. The people are different. But like I can't deal with I can't imagine being somewhere where the majority of people are so far left. Like here in Miami, like my parents came from Cuba, right? So they fled Cuba like when my mom was 6 years old, communism, all that crap. And I say, like, you know what? White privilege, like these leftists, these white liberals really made me believe white privilege is a real thing. Because only in America could you be privileged enough to think you're being oppressed by Donald Trump, the dictator, when people of color, like even white people, because there's white people all over in Cuba, all over in different places that are oppressed, but you have people of color all over the world that are actually being oppressed by dictators. And you got spoiled little white liberals here in the country, like, oh, we're oppressed by dictators.
Well, it's like a manipulative control tack, because reality is that white people only make up 11% of the whole world, so we're really the minority, and America is the only place where, you know, white people are the majority left, besides that in the UK, right?
I mean, Russia, UK, and the US are pretty much, and Canada are the last of like the white.
But yeah, I mean, if that were true, there would, you know, there's people that are successful of all ethnicities, like, and if that were true, I'd be doing better than them, basically because I'm white. I'd have these like connections because I'm like, yeah, I got hired because I'm white. But it's actually the opposite. There's like affirmative action. There's all people like feel bad for other people, so they belittle them. It's like the white people that are like, yeah, I acknowledge my privilege. They look down on people, on black people and minorities. And they think that they're better than them, so they have this sympathy, you know, victim thing. Like,
yeah, they don't even realize that's really what they're projecting. Like that's what it is. It's like, oh, you know, I have this, you know, I'm higher in the hierarchy, basically, and you're like, let me just, you know, that's exactly what it is, bro. But
yeah.
I don't know. That's why I get scared because like the next generation, like I think I was born in 1986. Like I think my generation and maybe
same here. I was born the same.
Say it again.
I was born in '86 too.
Oh, you were born in '86 too. Cool. Yeah, like I think we're the last. Like everybody's. I just don't know where this is going in like another 20 or 30 years. Like I think it's inevitable. I think like the socialism thing and all that. unless there's a huge revolution, and like at some point, maybe a couple of decades down the line, it's gonna get. I don't know. It's especially with automation and all this other stuff. Like, it's crazy. I don't know where it's gonna go.
I feel you, man.
Yeah, someone
I
in the
totally
chat.
don't know where it's gonna go.
Someone in the chat had a good comment. It says the best Republicans are Cubans just off the boat. Exactly, because unlike the white liberals, like they actually have seen real dictatorships, so they understand how good the republic is here and why we should preserve it.
Yeah, the immigrant.
That's what my dad says. My dad got here in 1969, but he says, I can't believe this shit.
I can't believe.
I can't believe. He tells me, he's like, the Nancy Pelosi, these people. He's like, these people don't know what it is. Like,
Oye,
they
coño,
don't know what it is.
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, I Uber everywhere.
He says CNN is like a communist network. Like that's how they are. Like they really like this. They hate this country. He said people see it. Like people, you know, the liberal media, MSNBC, CNN, ABC, NBC, like pretty much every network except Fox and like Newsmax and then like independent media. Like they make, you know, they want to have everybody think that, you know, all Hispanics are liberal, that Hispanics can't tell like what the fake news is, but like at least Cubans know what's up. Cubans know what time it is.
Exactly, bro. And they've done a good job. Like I said, I fell for it when they romanticize people like Che Guevara and Fidel Castro and movies like The Motorcycle Diaries. And since they own the media, they've been running this program of getting people to look at socialism and communism as some beautiful thing because they've painted this great picture of it and basically rewrote history. But when I woke up out of that anger, I realized, no, these guys are not to be admired at all.
Yeah, and they've been getting into the schools. I mean, I remember, like, they've been brainwashing us with all that fucking, like, I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to swear. But I was going to say that they, you know, they've been brainwashing us with all this, like, you know, the environmental stuff and all this other stuff, all this different stuff. Like, I can see it now. Like, back when I was going to public school, you know, I went to public school when I was through elementary school, and I mean, pretty much my whole life, but like seeing that, like seeing the systematic evolution of it, like from when I was going to school in like 1992, and like how they would just, how it's been going that way for like 30 years, and it's just like, it just trips me out, bro. It trips me out. But I think Donald Trump obviously is the perfect president at the perfect time, and he's just gonna kind of like, it's just like a big culture shock. So he's gonna like,
yeah, I hope so.
And he's easily gonna get reelected. I'm not even worried about that. Like, Joe Biden is a joke.
Yeah,
for sure.
Joe Biden's done. He was done before he even started.
It's funny because I've been posting like there's all these clips of Joe Biden just making no sense at all, and so I've been posting it on my Facebook, and I address Biden, right, and then all these people come and they bring up Trump and blame him. Well, look, you know, that's nothing compared to Trump, and I have to be like, hey, stay with the post, man. Trump has nothing to do with this. I'm talking about Biden. It's just funny how they deflect everything to Trump.
There are no clips of Trump looking bad like that, though. There are no clips. Okay, show me the clips. People never show you the clips.
The only reason why they do is because they compile clips together. Like they will they'll set a narrative and frame it a certain way, and then they'll play a clip that goes with their narrative, and then it's like it's the spell casting. It's not an actual. If you watch the clip on its own, you'd know that like in context it wouldn't be that way.
You know, I was gonna ask you. I'm asking you now because it just came to mind right now. It was random, but I don't know if have you ever heard of either of you ever heard of Mark Dice?
Yeah.
And the name sounds familiar.
He's like an independent reporter, kind of like Alex Jones in a way.
Bro, listen, bro. You have to follow him. Both of you have to follow him on YouTube, right? But like Jesse Jesse should just look into him. But he's in LA. I think he's in LA or he's in Southern California. But he's like somewhere in SoCal. But he usually releases a video every day, and he has like 1.5 million followers, but on YouTube. But you should do the show with him, the fallen state. You should interview him. You should talk to Jesse about that. Like he's cool. He has this video he just released yesterday about this company. This is a video from yesterday. It's the most recent one. This company that basically created the technology, and they're on NASDAQ. They're a publicly traded company. They created the technology that you can put down the tracheal to administer the UV light through the lungs through a ventilator to do exactly what Trump was basically suggesting. And then YouTube took down the company's video and suspended the company's Twitter account.
I heard about that.
They're called Heat Light. Yeah, bro. He covered a video about that, and it's like nobody talks about it. Like these things are like insane because this is like real communist stuff. This is not like the way they suppress it is insane.
It's I mean it's an alternate reality that like the friends of mine who still believe that narrative. I tell them, I was like, dude, how do you not see these stories happening? It's not like I'm making up. This is not just reported on Alex Jones show. Like these are verified events happening, but they're nowhere on mainstream media. Like and you don't seem to care about it. It's crazy how mind controlled people are.
It is and it isn't, man. It is and it isn't, man. But hey, it was nice talking to you guys. I gotta go for a little bit. It's actually 2 a.m. on my end. I know you guys are 3 hours behind, right?
All right, man. Well,
All right,
take care,
thank you,
I
brother.
appreciate you calling in. You're the first caller of the night.
Nancy Pelosi.
No, for sure. Hit you up again.
Drink with me, and you'll be in a world of pure intoxication.
Anyone else? Let's see. Why the name Hot Computer Smell?
Because hot computers develop a smell. Everybody knows this.
Exactly. That's why, Adriana. A Russian buddy said, if AOC lived in Russia, her teeth would explode from the reality of socialism. Mark Dice has done Jesse's stuff before. They know each other. His man on the street interviews and petitions are great. 1984 is real. Yes, very Orwellian. Indeed. Anything else we missed?
Well, what time is it?
I think it's time
I think it's time
to
man.
wrap it up.
I'm getting hot on by this fire.
Yeah, I'm sweating.
I'm all out of gas.
Thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out for the night. It
Yeah,
was fun.
appreciate you guys. Thanks for the super chat.
Yeah, Lin
Shout out to
Chen.
Lin Chen.
Hidalgo, Mr. Mark, everybody, Epstein's Ghost, Adriana, Article 4, Section 4, Tons More Cowbell, Lucas, Danny,
Oh, tons more cowbell. What's up?
everybody. I can't even losing track of names. Brian, all you guys, thank you, man. Victoria, Black Victoria. And of course, my Armenian brother, Narek, bro. Alright, guys, thank you so much. We'll try and be on time tomorrow.
Pros and cons. The world loves your dad when it's really your mom.